Hello, everyone. Today, our group will be presenting on the Green Deal and its impact on buildings. The Green Deal is a plan to address climate change by making buildings more energy efficient and environmentally friendly. While this can help reduce environmental impact, it also brings challenges for industries like construction. In this presentation, we'll briefly go over both the benefits and the concerns, including economic and ethical issues.
The Green Deal is a plan that focuses on dealing with the climate change. One part of this plan is improving building so they use less energy and are better for the environment. These are called green buildings and they are designed to reduce energy use and lower their impact on the environment. This plan could also affect many industries, especially construction and building design because it will require changes in how buildings are made and used. Because of these large changes, the topic has become widely discussed and debated. In this slide, we have ACM codes of ethics. First, principle of 101 focuses on contributing to the society and improving well-being. The Green Deal aimed to do this by improving buildings and reducing environmental impact. However, Principle 102 reminds us to avoid harm. These changes could require large scale of effort across the building industry, which could be difficult to manage. Finally, Principle 103 emphasizes honesty and realism. This plan could include ambitious goals, and it's important to consider whether they can realistically to be achieved within a short time. This ethical considerations helps us think more critically about the challenges involved.
I think that when we are trying to pass a mandate of this scale, this big, we must first think on the consequences that it will bring for everyone, for the entire country, for those that are like making more money than everyone else, or for those that are struggling to make ends meet. So we must first think of these shareholders and see how they can impact them. And I think it would impact them more negatively than positively. And so first, I think we must consider the heavy economic burden on small business as well as those homeowners that are like not making enough money. I think that these renovations wouldn't be a big problem for big companies like Walmart or Target, or for those businesses that are like making more money and they don't have trouble opening all their chains, all their restaurants across the country. I think it would be quite easy for them. But what about those businesses that are like barely surviving to pay the rent? What about those that are not making enough money? What about the homeowners that are like making not enough money to even afford a car? Maybe they don't have enough money to even pay the rent. Maybe they're living paycheck to paycheck. What about them? We need to think about them. And in this case, in a website called Builds and Buys, a website that allows connection for real estate, for homeowners, or for people that are trying to build their house or make renovations or something, or retrofitting in this case. It says that a solar renovation costs around $20,000 to $40,000. This is a large amount of money for something that it would benefit the environment, maybe, but they don't have that money lying around. Maybe they don't have it. Not everyone has $20,000 just to spend it on this solar panels or retrofitting their houses, and we must think of them as well. So it also implicates the ignorance of real world applications. It's simple to think that retrofitting is possible for one house. If it's possible for one house, then it's possible for the rest. But when you do that, you ignore the complications that this would bring for other houses or other projects. The ignorance on the real world application this mandate will enforce it's can cost more money to homeowners or even companies that they weren't planning to do. Even if you come with a plan and tell them, um, it's $40,000, and they accept the money, and they said, okay, that's a good plan, we accept it. There's a real chance, a real opportunity that when they're trying to retrofit it, they find out that it's N- Not just gonna be $20,000. It's gonna need more money because there's real complications with retrofitting, and maybe they need to build more stuff. Um, in a study made by the Michigan State University for School of Planning, Design, and Construction, they find out and put examples on how, although the buildings they don't spend that much energy after retrofitting, there's real complications on building. In quoting, they say they find some technical items such as the insulation for foundation slabs and entire ducts are difficult to retrofit. They require major constructions. So this extra money is a surprise bill for the homeowners or for business that they're not considering it. So this would mean real complications for them, and as well as maybe the house needs to be expanded. Maybe they need to get a permit for something. This would bring more trouble for the homeowners or for the business owners with the neighbors or maybe even the government. Their their local government. So these are things that really complicate everything and makes us think, is it really possible? So other things that this will bring is the clear violation of the individual property rights. This would mean that the government is forcing private citizens that own their houses to renovate, to spend their money because the government says so. This is a real overreach of the government, and this is something that we need to think and say, is it really something that we must permit? So yeah, is it just federal control over the private homes? Maybe.
To conclude, while the Green Deal is designed to improve sustainability and reduce environmental impact, it also brings significant challenges that can't be ignored. As we discuss, the financial burden on small businesses and low income households raises serious concerns. Additionally, there are questions about how practical these policies are in the real world applications, along with the issues related to property rights. From an ethical standpoint, although the goal is to benefit society and protect the environment, we must also ensure that we are not causing unintended harm to certain groups. Overall, the Green Deal has good intentions, but it needs a more balanced and realistic approach to ensure it is fair, efficient, and sustainable for everybody. Thank you.
And here's the works cited page.